before we jump into this video, check out all of the new Work For It key tags we just launched. We've got 4 new key tag designs that just hit the website. These things are super sick. If you guys have a problem losing your keys, get one of these bright orange ones. You will not lose your keys again. But yes, 4 new designs, workforitapparel.com. Go get you some because stuff like this sells out quick. We've also restocked a lot of our old key tags. What's up and good morning, guys. Welcome back to another video. We are finally jumping back on the Rhino Ranch luxury shed project. Luxury modern shed project. I don't know, there used to be like 16 adjectives in front of it, but it's been so long since we worked on this thing, I have forgot all of my adjectives. So if you last recall, we got the stucco work done. We do need to redo this front. I'm not super happy with this, so we're gonna have to redo a little bit of that. One of the things that's been holding us up is the roof, and that is partially gonna get addressed today. Obviously, we can't move forward with anything inside until we are completely dried in. And well, we've got the windows in, we've got the stucco done. The thing we are missing is a roof, and well, you don't wanna start finishing out the interior. It rains, and as you can see, you know, we leave gaps in our sheathing. You can see some daylight right through that gap right there, which means water's gonna come in. So if, you know, if we put drywall in here, anything we put in here is gonna get wet until that roof is done. I did have roofing paper up there. It has since blown off in the like 10 storms we've had since that's been put up. I used staples instead of like capped nails. Big mistake, shouldn't have done that. Won't do that again if I'm not gonna be putting the roof on right away. But today, we're going to be getting a better waterproofing membrane on the roof instead of using just traditional roofing paper like that. And we've got Chris, who's just pulled up. Chris is the guy that has done all of my rain gutters as well as on my carport, which is over yonder. Chris did all of the metal roofing on that thing. What's up, buddy?
What up, man? Good morning.
Morning.
This is really good paper. It's peel and stick paper. Once it gets heated up with the sun, it just sticks and like you won't be able to pull it out.
Nice.
You know what I mean? It's rated for like metals, like roofs and stuff like that.
Sweet. Yeah, we need that.
And then pull the roll up, so that's even more. A little bit more. Alright.
So if we take a closer look at the roofing paper, you can see where all of the staples just pulled out. Obviously, you know, a little bit of wind starts to blow, one of them pops, and then another one pops, and then eventually you have this big flap that keeps catching in the wind like a sail, which has way more power and just ends up ripping all of them out. And well, it did. It removed all of the paper by itself. I did not pull any of this down. The wind did all of it. I mean, you can see it's so heavy that it didn't go far. It just ended up right next to, yeah, right next to the shed. The stuff that they're putting on up there, much nicer, and it's adhesive on the backside, which will help prevent this from happening. Again, I didn't plan on leaving the roof uncovered or unfinished for so long. That just ended up happening, and then, you know, all of the storms that we got, which were way too many this year. It's actually supposed to rain again in like 6-7 hours. So it's a good thing they're doing this today to finally somewhat fully seal up the inside. Not that it's really hurting anything. I mean, you might have a little bit of water staining up underneath here. It's not the end of the world if you ever see when a house gets built, especially in like the Pacific Northwest or anything like that. Like the framing sits outside, it gets exposed to the rain for a while until the house is finished. You know, as long as the lumber can dry out, it's not the end of the world. It's gonna happen, right? I mean, lumber sits in a lumber yard and gets rained on. The trees get rained on, like they're gonna get wet. Alrighty, y'all. Well, Chris got the roof all sealed in the other day and then it rained again, so I'm glad we did that, but he has just shown up with our new roof. This bro's gonna make me wanna do the house. These look sick in black. Want some more pieces of wood and stack them over here? Or?
No, that's cool.
Okay.
I can stack up like 20 like these, you know what I mean?
Gotcha.
So. I want to start on the end.
So one has to be a little shorter?
No, so they're going to be...
Oh, the two end ones will be even?
Yeah, so it'll be like 9.5, 9.5.
Gotcha. It's a pretty slick setup. So I noticed Chris was using his sheet metal cutter or nibbler or whatever you call these things And I was about to say like, hey man, there ain't a cordless one of those yet, because this is corded. It's like, I'm gonna tell Harbor Freight they need to make a cordless one. Then I realized, old boy's using the old Mower from Harbor Freight. Chris, how do you like the Harbor Freight cutter?
Oh yeah, actually yeah.
Good enough?
Yeah.
We need a cordless version?
Not from our, I think it's just like Milwaukee.
Nah, we don't like them anymore.
But the Milwaukee's like $300.
Yeah. No, we'll get you a Hercules one eventually. One day, Harbor Freight will come out with it. Alrighty, so we're up here on the house roof, which makes a perfect viewing / filming platform. I don't think I ever showed when they had the paper foley on, and those are those cap nails that I should have used when putting the paper in. You can see, we'll go a little closer. They've basically got like a little washer system that holds better than a small little staple in terms of getting this thing blown up. Also, again, remember this one is all glue down or a stick down. And so he just did the edges with those nails so they wouldn't start to pull up if it got windy. This stuff worked flawlessly. It's been about a week since this has been put on and none of it's peeling. Now coming down to here, basically again, you know, we've talked about waterproofing before on the channel. You start at the bottom and you work your way up. So he's got his first piece of drip edge all along here at the bottom. He's going to work his way up with these panels, and then the flashing and the drip edge will go over the top and come down the sides, or well, sides, then the top piece will go on. You saw him down there making this first panel. And the reason being is, I don't know what the exact dimensions of these panels are, but it doesn't work out to all full panels all the way across because it's just an odd measurement of the roof size. So instead of putting all full-size panels and at the end you get one weird random sized one, he decided to split the difference. So the two ends are going to be a little bit smaller, then you'll get the full-size panels all the way in, and then again you'll have that other panel down there that is the little bit smaller custom size that he made. That way everything looks coherent. It doesn't, I mean, if you really wanted to, you could like split it out over a couple of them and you would like really hide the fact that there's some smaller panels, but for this application, this is totally fine with me. Just splitting it on the ends, I think it's going to look really, really good. I'm excited for this. The black looks pretty gangster, guys. I like the black roof. So this is a standing seam metal roof. We'll have Chris talk a little bit more about it. He's more the expert on this, as opposed to a corrugated roof. Again, the corrugated roof is what I have on the carport back there. They come in bigger panels. It's a more common roof you see on sheds and carports and steel buildings and all that, because it is a little bit cheaper and because the panels are bigger. See, he's got this clip system that goes in, everything is clipped in, and then the next piece will come over top of it. And again, this is the seam and it is standing up. I'm assuming that's where the name standing seam roof came from. And then I believe he goes through and crimps the seam on top of everything, but basically these fasteners are always underneath the roof because the next piece goes over top. What I like better about that is you're not relying on a screw and a little rubber washer or a little gasket like you are on a corrugated roof. Because on a corrugated roof, these screws are just basically surface mounted. So the only thing keeping that from leaking is the little rubber washer that goes around the screw when you put it in. As you guys know, everything's getting cooked in the sun, especially on a roof. That rubber little washer is not gonna last forever. So at some point, you gotta get up on your roof and swap a million screws out, which that's no fun. So standing seam, that's where it's at. These guys are moving super, super quick. Shoot, they've already got 1, 2, 3, 4. Are you having fun shaking the ladder? So you can see they got to make all kinds of little custom cuts, right? That little cut right there, for the other one to slide over top of, and then I believe they bend that corner around. You got to be a pretty good sheet metal worker to work with this kind of stuff. I think that's why a lot of people don't, and they use the corrugated instead because it's less involved, I think. What do you think, Chris?
Looks great from down here.
Oh, you want to climb the ladder? This is a two-seater.
Is it?
Yeah. All right.
Let's get on.
Oh, okay. We got a lot of faith in the.
Wow.
What'd you think?
Nice.
Looks pretty good.
Black?
It's pretty gangster.
That's pretty sick.
Does it get warm?
No.
It's not bad. It's not bad. So what do you prefer, standing seam or corrugated?
Standing seam.
Way better, huh?
Yeah, the corrugated is more like it's farm style type of.
Gotcha. I like the commercial building look of it.
Thing in the front, but I'll call you right now.
Gotcha.
Go forward a little bit.
Alrighty, now you guys can see just how the cutting the two smaller ones on the outside works. So again, we've got the smaller one there, and then he's gonna match it with the smaller one on this side instead of having full panel, full panel, full panel, full panel, weird sized panel over here. Meanwhile, this guy's over here, what are you doing, man? Pondering life?
Tanning.
I mean, those legs are pretty white. Dang, bro. Penny for your thoughts?
Casino.
You ready? Got it?
Alrighty, now that all the roof panels are on, the side trim work, what are these called?
Gable piece?
Gable piece. It's definitely different than I thought this was going to go down, but it's pretty interesting. So that piece he has is just a flat piece with a little flap on the top right there that hooks on to the, I guess the male portion of that seam. That's pretty slick.
Joe, can you go on that ladder and hit it now?
Alrighty guys, well Chris finished up the other day. I didn't film it, we had to run, but here is the finished product. The roof looks freaking awesome. We've had a lot of moisture in the air and then dust. So black roof definitely does get a little dirty like a black vehicle would. The good news slash bad news is you can't really see it from the ground. And I say that's bad news because I really want to appreciate this beautiful roof. But when I was looking at this, I was like, man, this house would look sick if we did the whole house with the black standing seam metal roof, made the house white. But after seeing how dirty it looks, it's probably not ideal. But for the shed project, it looks freaking phenomenal. Now that the roof is on, we got to jump back into doing more work around the property. I mean, not that I was actually the one putting the roof on, but my new flail mower here. If you guys remember the first day I got it, we used it. We did not tighten these bolts and the adjustment got super out of whack on the belts. We tightened it back up, but I think the belts were already damaged. Well, I know they were damaged, but we thought they'd still be good for a while. Turns out the second time I used it, they started smoking again like crazy after about 3 hours of use. And this one almost turned itself all the way around. I pulled this one off to take it in to see if I could find a replacement belt. And I found 3 belts that are similar-ish. Now I tried to find these online. I get something that might be correct, but they're Chinese belts. I cannot find the exact part. Let's see, one of these has the writing on it. Right here it is a B991LI 1030 L or 1031 LD, which is a metric belt. Everywhere around here has standard belts, so you're in inches. So I just took one around town and finally found something that was close-ish. And then of course, every place that I go to that has belts only has a 1 of each size. So I had to go to, well, we went to 8 stores total, but once we found what we wanted, I had to go to 3 of their locations to get 3 freaking belts. So if this ends up working, I'm gonna order a bunch of them, but I wanna make sure that this belt size works because it's close-ish. And I'm hoping this is not a consistent issue with this thing. I'm hoping it was just that the belts were already damaged from our first screw up of not tightening everything, not that this is gonna be a consistent thing. We're gonna head over to James's though, because probably gonna need a couple pry bars to get these things on. And I just dumped it in the tractor and it like won't, why is it not doing anything? That's weird. I took the key out of it, so the key was not left on. Like this thing should not have 0 power. That's, it might, that's very, very odd. Freaking telling you guys, I don't know what it is about me and batteries. Like that is my least modified vehicle. There's no reason for that battery to be, I don't know if there's another issue. Unfortunately, my jump box is in the 6.0, which Papa Rhino jumped in to go to head to James's house. So I don't have that right now. So we're gonna grab my jumper cables right there. But first, somebody wants to say hi. This is Leo. Leo just showed up here one day and absolutely loves it here. He is quite the hefty kitty. So he lives in Dedek's Jeep. Yeah, he gets fed by the tenants in the guest house every day. And he's just, I guess, living the dream at the ranch. We don't know where he came from. He just showed up one day. But he's a very, very loving and cuddly cat. Yeah, I know. I can only pet you so much, man. I'm allergic to you. I'm gonna go wash my hands now. No, that is apparently not what you wanted to hear. All right, bye, buddy. Abel's gonna bring the mini truck over for me. It's probably the easiest vehicle just to hook up. We'll see if it's got enough juice. These little diesel engines on these tractors don't take a whole lot to start up. He also just mowed all of this area. Look how good that looks. For being like weeds, mostly weeds, looks pretty good. All right, let's see. Well, we have power now. Let's see. Maybe the lights were left on. That might have been it. Everything's tied to the ignition. The lights should have gone. Maybe I left the lights on. I don't think that's a thing, but apparently they were on. See all the area I mowed the other day. We got all of that area. Then there's basically an in-between section, and then all of that up there. Now, one of the other things that might be happening is over there's just so many like ruts and just weird stuff that it essentially puts the flail mower blade into the dirt. And I think it's just slamming into the dirt so many times that could also be causing the belts to kind of slip. And then when they slip, they heat up. When they heat up, they expand. And then they start slipping even more, and then that's what causes like the heat to build up on the pulleys, and everything starts to smoke, and then it's just all bad news from there. This side of the property, again, it just hasn't been mowed before. There's big rocks, there's big roots, there's big like stumps of trees that I'm hitting over here, none of which are doing the mower any favors. But look how much better we're looking right in that section versus there and over there. Nice and clean, just the way we like it. We've seen better days. That was super loose. So we have an adjustment bolt here, which we've completely maxed all the way out in terms of bringing these two pulleys together, which is, you know, obviously that's what makes it easier to get the belts on. And it is still very, very tough. So we measured off of what these belts were, and we honestly thought we were going too big because these have stretched. So we were like, man, maybe we should go a little bit smaller, but I'm glad we did not, because these are an absolute pain in the butt to get on. And they are super tight as is, and we haven't even played with the adjuster here. It's gonna be interesting. Got the first one on, but it really needs to go all the way to the back. I hate stuff like this. I don't have the patience to put belts on. There we go.
One, dudes, one. Good things will already be tight. They use a lot of grip.
Well, new belts are on. We've actually got a technique down. It wasn't that bad. I just ran it a little bit. You can see they're kind of self-clearancing to sit in the little guides there. I don't know if these belts are just a hair bigger than what was on here. Again, like trying to find this exact size of some Chinese metric belt in town wasn't really happening. So hopefully that's good. Hopefully they, you know, once they set in a little bit, after a couple of hours, I'll recheck it and probably retighten them, because if they drop in, they're gonna get a little bit looser. But we'll see. Again, I'm hopefully banking on the fact that we just damaged the belts the first time. That's why they failed again the second time. And with these new ones, you know, I don't know. We went from made in China to made in Mexico. So we'll see if we get better. Well, guys, got some not so great news. The old rattlesnakes are out. Abel, when he was mowing out here, so far he has unalived 2 of them. You know, they were a threat, definitely a threat. Tried to attack him, he had to unalive them. 2 babies, right there. And then apparently there was a couple of more that somehow got away. They look about the same size. Probably the same family, same batch. So I totally forgot that I was filming today, and everything just got all kinds of chopped up and cut up, and sorry for this footage being a little weird, but you can see, look, another storm rolling in. How exciting. Only good news is it's gonna bring a little bit of moisture back. I mean, it's gonna cause things to grow out there, but it'll give a little bit of moisture into the stuff so I can safely mow all of that without having to worry about a fire. Funny thing today, everybody always wants a driveway update. Well, we're in the paperwork process on that driveway. They need a ton of money just for the paperwork, right? Like it's this big rigmarole we've been going on a couple of years here so far, I think. Well, the county was out here I guess somebody snitched on somebody else out here. And on their way back, he stopped at the new driveway and started taking pictures like he just discovered this operation going on. He must be the new code enforcement guy, because the old guy knows me. He's the one that came out for this the last time. So this guy's probably gonna go back to his office thinking, oh, I busted this guy for trying to build a driveway, only to type it in the computer and be like, oh wait, he's already flagged. Fun stuff, living out in the middle of nowhere and having people report other people for working on their own property. What a crazy world we live in, right? Anyways, I don't know how long this video was. It was probably very short, but hey, as always, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're not subscribed already, please click the subscribe button now that you do not miss out on any future content. Don't forget to give this video a like, get a thumbs up. Don't forget to check out workforapparel.com, because if there's anything you want in this life, you gotta be willing to work for it. I think we got some cool videos coming up very shortly with some cool vehicles, some cool equipment. I'm pretty excited for that. So y'all are the best. I'm out.
Damn. Yeah.